Hey, what's up, you guys? My name is Wong, and you are listening to episode 81 of the Trauma Dump Podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. Here at the Trauma Dump Podcast, we seek to answer the question, what is mental health? How do I take care of my own, and how do I support others? And today, we're going to be talking about art. How art has really helped heal me. At the date of recording, today is June 19th, 2025, and June 19th, 2020, my dad was hit by a car, and eventually he passed away from his injuries. And the whole reason why I started the Trauma Dump Podcast is to help heal myself because of everything that happened before that incident and ensued because of that incident. I have been through a lot of trauma, to say the least. And since I was a very little itty bitty Twinkie Pinky, I have been making art. And art comes in so many different forms. You know, we have the visual arts, we have the performing arts. And I think with anything that you do, you can be an artist. You don't have to just create. You can be an artist with anything. If you're into sports, if you're into software design, I think what really separates humans and the human experience from animals is art. Being able to showcase our work and create. I love to create, and I'm going on a tangent, but what really helped heal me after what happened to my dad and everything that has ensued since has been making things. If you're new to the podcast, you may not know, I make jewelry. All of my jewelry helps support this podcast and provide free resources for you guys on the Discord. And my jewelry company is called Gracelettes. I started making bracelets when I was in middle school. And I started with fabric bracelets, like braiding stuff. I'm sure everybody has made those bracelets at one time or another, braiding things. And my teacher, Miss Williams, she called me Gracelet. And it spiraled into me making beaded jewelry. And I developed kind of an allergy to silly bands. I don't know if you guys remember silly bands, but I did. And so my dad got me crystals. And he was like, well, why don't you make stuff with these instead? And I did. And he gave me little individual boxes like these of just crystals. Like hundreds of crystals. Look at this. If you're listening to us on Spotify, check us out on YouTube. So many crystals. And when he was hit by the car, I started selling my bracelets and using those letter beads to spell PFM, pray for Mark, because that's my dad's name. And I started selling those bracelets to people that wanted to support my dad and, you know, have a little wearable reminder of my dad to pray for him. It was a very hard time. And because I'm not a surgeon, and because I'm just his daughter, it felt like that was the only thing I could do to keep his, he wasn't dead yet, but the only way I can say is like his memory alive. At the time, I was very religious, very much a Christian, very devoted, and I prayed all the time just for my dad to live. Just for him to get better. And he didn't. He got worse. And he died. And it's been 5 years to the day since that first incident of him getting a traumatic brain injury and eventually succumbing to his injuries and losing his life. And I continue to make things. to transmute my pain into purpose. Now, a lot of people from various cultures believe that crystals hold energy, and that if you wear a certain crystal, it can manifest in your life a certain aspect that you're looking for. Like for citrine, like wealth, abundance, prosperity. For rose quartz, love, self-love, compassion, understanding. And so I started making them. These are all citrine bracelets that I've made, and the elastic that I use is very, very strong. If you're watching us on YouTube, I'm stretching this super far. The elastic is yellow to kind of amplify the yellow of the citrine. And there's just one faceted citrine bead right there, and it looks really pretty. I'm going to wear it right now, but I make them. And if you want to support the podcast, I have a website and you can buy those ones that I'm showing you. But I decided that I would post up on the side of the road. This was before my dad died. And I made a sign. And the sign essentially said, bracelets to support a TBI. And I would be on the side of the road or in front of shopping malls in Lubbock, Texas, and I would sell my jewelry, and people would donate to contribute to my dad. And after he died, I still had so many bracelets that I had made that said, "Pray for Mark." And I broke all of them and started to remake jewelry. And before my dad died as well, I made my dad some jewelry. And once he died, my mom gave me back his bracelets, and it was labradorite. And so I broke it and remade it because my dad had pretty big wrists. He was a very big man. And I remade it into a bracelet for myself that also had obsidian as a way of protecting myself, because that's what my dad always did for me. He protected me. I'm going to tilt this camera up over here so we can kind of see my little workstation. So this is where I make all of my jewelry. I have wire. I got gold-plated and silver-plated copper wire that I use to wrap the stones. And I have some quartz beads right here, and I'm going to make some stuff while I talk. Because all of my friends have told me, they're like, hey, you should make videos of you making things. And I never really measure out anything. It's always just by the heart. I always just do it like this. This seems like enough. You know, I'm just like, oh, that seems like enough. But making jewelry has always been a way for me to calm down, to relax my nerves whenever I'm stressed out, because it's a way to move my body that doesn't hurt me. Since my dad's accident, I started to develop some pretty difficult, to say the least, health issues. For instance, I started developing seizures. They're non-epileptic, they're stress-related seizures, and it was very hard for me to find a job. And so, since it was so hard for me to find a job, I started selling my jewelry. I started posting it on Facebook Marketplace. Started posting it on Instagram. And I started selling it. And it was really hard for me to price myself, let's be honest. I think that's one of the hardest things to do when you make things as an artist, to price it accurately to your time, to the energy, to the resources, the materials, so on and so forth. But I decided, you know what? I want to make my jewelry as affordable as possible, as cost-effective as possible, so that anybody can wear something that I made. And so I started applying to markets, right? I started applying to different markets to kind of showcase my work. And I borrowed one of my friend's tents. She had a canopy, a 6x10 canopy, I think. Gigi. No. Gigi. Mochi. Oh, my dogs are growling, so I'm going to put them in the other room. 1 second. Gigi, Mochi, out. Go. Thank you. Sorry about that. Well, now they're mad that I left them, that I abandoned them, but they'll be fine. So I started applying to markets, right? I started getting accepted, and because this was my job, I was trying to get on Social Security at the time, it became my full-time life, making things, making jewelry. And so I started having stock. And that was really cool, having a lot of different products so that more people had more things to choose from. And I started applying to more markets and getting accepted and upgrading my booth, not just my tent. I got a new tent. I got, new stands for my earrings. I got new stands for my bracelets. I started making sets. So I wasn't just making one bracelet and one pair of earrings. I started making them intentionally to go with one another. And it became beautiful. Making jewelry has always been something that I have loved to do, but it isn't the only type of art that I participate in. I also paint. I draw. I crochet. I cross stitch. When I was in college at Texas Tech University, I danced. I did ballet and jazz. Not very good, mind you, but I still participated, and it felt very freeing. A lot of people think of art as the highest form of expression, that art represents the human experience, and I couldn't agree more. I've also been singing my whole life. I am a classically trained singer, and I teach singing. Teaching singing has been one of the greatest joys and privileges in my life. And growing up, for whatever reason, my mom would always say that the teachers are the ones that can't do. The only reason why they're teaching is because they couldn't make it on their own as a professional. And I couldn't disagree more. Because for me, whenever I am teaching someone, I've had more joy teaching singing than ever performing singing. Like going up on stage in front of thousands of people, which I have done since I was a child. It's so much more fulfilling. And for me, that's what art is. It's fulfilling. It's shaping my future in a way that I can control it. I can control this art. I can control what I'm making. This is something in my life that I have complete control over. And if you've gone through a traumatic experience, trauma kind of really shows us that we are not in control of our own lives. Not really, anyway. But with art, I have control over what goes on the canvas. With my art, I have complete expression and freedom to make a little earring. I have never felt more fulfilled in my life than when I'm making something. And that's awesome. I mean, if you look around my office, right, I have the background of the Trauma Dump podcast, which I'll show you. I wish I could take this microphone with me, but I unfortunately can't. So I'll show you my desk right now. As you can tell, there's a lot of pink. There's a lot of pink everywhere. I also collect pins, which pins are art of other people. This is all art that someone else has created. That's wearable art. I have always been a pin collector. There's a picture of my dad. And I come from a line of artists. You see this right here? This wooden sign that says Grace. My Mimi made that for me. She made that. She carved it, burned it herself. She's a woodworker. I painted this side profile of myself, and my Mimi carved that and burned that for me, saying, Grace, we love you and are praying for you every day. Mimi and Papa. Art is something that has saved my life time and time and time and time again. Truly it is. If we take a look at the podcast wall, we also have a lot of art right here as well. I made that sign that says Trauma Dump Podcast, the neon sign. I got that made for the podcast. I painted these roses on the side. I painted trauma isn't who you are, it's what you go through. I painted those flowers right there. My desk is a mess right now. But if you go to the other side of the room, that tree that's hanging down, I painted that. My husband's friend painted that octopus for him. You can see in my life, I collect a lot of stickers. The back of my computer is covered in them. Covered in stickers. Stickers are also wearable art. It's art that we can not only put on our bodies, but on things that we own. I'm really grateful to all of you guys here on the Discord. And I asked all of you, what is art to you? How has art helped your mental health? And I wanted to share with you guys, the listeners, what the people in our Discord said. And if you ever want to share on the podcast, please join our Discord. It's the easiest way to do so. But I asked at the top, I was like, since we don't have any guests this week, would you guys like to share your art and why it helps your mental health? And hell yeah, some of you guys did, which is, oh my God, I'm so excited about. So Crazy Cat Lady says, well, I've been doing art pretty much my whole life, and I'm planning for it to be a career someday. That's really exciting. I find the process fun and calming. It's gotten me through tough times. I've also increased my confidence in myself and my abilities by earning a certification in Photoshop and by medaling a few times in VASE, VASE, an art competition during high school. Here are my winners. That is spectacular. Look at this, guys. It's beautiful. For the listeners on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, it looks like a log, like raft on a lake. And there's someone laying on their back on the raft with their feet propped up, their knees to the sky, and they're putting their hands flat folded against their chest. It's kind of an interesting angle where you can see the top of their head and their knees. It's kind of like if someone was on the shore taking a picture of them. It's beautiful. Very beautiful. I like the strokes of the pencil. I see it's all pencil work. It's beautiful. Really and truly. Let's look at this next one. This one is, I think, a tree, but it has branches on it that are dead and branches on it that are alive. And on each of the dead branches, it looks almost like pieces of a chandelier. And on one of the dead branches, it looks like a bronze medal. Around the tree, it's encased in glass, but it's a reflective glass. And around the tree, there's a silver medal. And at the bottom, there's pieces of fruit. I think they're like, I can't tell if that's a lemon, but there's definitely a banana. And on the pear is I think a gold medal or a bronze medal. I'm not sure, but right next to it has another medal, it's beautiful. Really interesting. And then this last one that they posted is a squirrel with a dandelion. It looks really cute. And it looks like eggs are around it, but I can't tell if those are nuts or acorns, but it's in pencil work as well. It's very pretty. And they continued, it brings me a lot of happiness. I look forward to doing it and improving for the rest of my life. Thank you, Crazy Cat Lady, for your contribution to the topic at hand. And Mew Mew Kitten said, I've always been bad at expressing my feelings, so it helps me express stuff I otherwise can't or won't express to other people. And then Lex said, for me, art became an escape, a sort of thing to help me hold onto my individuality. Some concepts that are intense to others are well portrayed in art. It's more than just a piece, it's a sense of humanity tied to it. Whether it portrays deep feelings or situations, each piece is a journey. And they made an incredible mask. If you're watching this on YouTube, you really got to check us out if you're not. But you can see it's a mask and etched onto the mask with, I think, pencil and also watercolor, but I'm not certain. There's several eyes, like yellow eyes. I think there's two on top of the regular eye and then one underneath. So there are six eyes, which would be accompanied by your own eyes looking through the mask. It's in pink and purple and yellow highlights. And it also has like blood spatter. It looks really cool. And there's like cracked effects on the mask as well. It looks beautiful. This next one, it looks like it's a clay sculpture, but it's of a bat with a lot of eyes as well. Oh my God. And wings. It has crazy cool fangs that have blood on them, and the tongue is sticking out and like squiggling. It looks like the bat is screaming. It's really awesome. And then this next one is a sketch of two people. The person at the top is very feminine, has two-toned hair. One side is like a gray black, the other side is like white. It looks unfinished, but also, I don't know if that's the intention, but it looks very cool. And it's almost like by the mouth, it has mandibles. So, like, think of an ant's mandibles, how they have the two kind of horns on either side of its like mouth to be able to grab things. It has two mandibles on the mouth, and then on the outside, it looks like horns on the cheeks. And the eyes look like spirals, which is really cool. And then underneath is a masculine, but he has very feminine eyes, very cute button nose, very full lips, and wavy hair. It's beautiful. It's really, really cool. Thank you, Lex, for your contribution. But these are just some of the people in our Discord that have shared. Also in our Discord server, we have so many different channels of discussion, but we also have one that is art, share your creations, which someone on the Discord named Jade has always sent amazing creations. Right here is a picture or a drawing. I think it's in pencil or it's pencil or Hmm. It might be paint as well. I can't really tell, but it's blue. Like the girl has like blue bangs and blue like high ponytails. Like she has two, are those called pigtails? I'm not certain. She has blue eyes with blue makeup, blue lips, a lace glove. It's really, really cool. I think Jade has posted lots of stuff. Mew Mew Kitten posted this. It's awesome. It's like an anime girl covering, like winking and covering her face with her hand with a beautiful braid with flowers in it. She said it's Kusuma, the god of flowers. Wow. Armored Warrior has posted, I can't tell if this is like Dungeon and Dragons or what's the other one? I can't tell, but it's a figurine that they've painted, which is incredibly detailed. It looks like a demon warrior with a hammer. Or is it an axe? I don't know. It's freaking awesome. And they painted another one. Dude, art is so cool. And there's so many different types of art. You know, Mew Mew Kitten has posted so many of their amazing art. So please check out the Share Your Creations tab of the Trauma Dump podcast. But honestly, you guys inspire me each and every day to keep creating. When I'm really in the depths of despair and hurt, I think about doing the things that bring me joy. And what brings me the most joy is singing and making jewelry. I've been doing it for a while now. I'm actually about to come out with a collection if you guys are interested. I'm gonna make all of my friends model the earrings, so stay tuned if you want to check that out. Gracelettes by Grace on Instagram. But it's kind of a collection of earrings. I made these tiger's eye mushroom earrings right here, wrapped with silver. And then here's the gold pair. They're really cool. But essentially, the collection is just rainbow colors of all the different crystals with Swarovski crystals on top. Like, here are the cherry quartz ones. I'm really excited to release this collection, and this is the blue lace agate. I'm really excited. Like, art has given me things to look forward to in life. Like, whether it is to go see a movie or a play, to go to a concert, to share in the joys of seeing other people's creations. You know, it's June, so Pride Month. Hell yeah. I put up a pride flag right there on the Trauma Dump podcast, right above our sign, our neon sign. And it's gonna stay up all year because Pride is all year, duh. But um being at the Pride Parade with one of my best friends was amazing. We both have service dogs and we both dye our dogs. And they dyed their dog rainbow and with a red tail. And of course, I always have Gigi's tail dyed pink. And I put a lesbian flag on Gigi, and getting to do my makeup for the first time in a long time, making kind of a lesbian flag on my eyelids, like doing lesbian type makeup and um, wearing those colors and getting to see all of the community go out. It's in Dallas. We went to Fair Park for the parade, and you guys are all so creative. I just it was queer joy being around people a part of the LGBTQIA community. There was so much love. Like, I had to stop myself from crying several times because I was in a space where everyone was so welcoming, so encouraging. Like, I got so many compliments. I was able to give so many compliments to see just how amazing each and every one of the people are. And since I'm a vendor, I knew a couple of the other vendors who share their art, who sell their art. The parade, I've never gotten so many like free queer things, which was like awesome. Like, I'm just in awe of the magnitude of how much creativity the people in our community, if you're a part of the LGBTQ plus community, I'm in awe. And to see such beauty and so much love and expression and joy, and for so many people to be so hateful, it just boggles my mind. Like, while we were at the Pride Parade, there were three people who were filming themselves. So they're doing it for attention, really. They're filming themselves, and they have signs that they're holding that I didn't even read it, but I knew it was like Christian bullshit of like sinful. They were saying someone was sinful, and they were pulling a wagon that had a speaker in it. So they were trying to disrupt the parade. And my friend and I left immediately because we don't want to be a part of that. You know, we don't know if they had guns or if they were going to do anything wrong. I hope, nothing went wrong, but we had to protect our peace and get out of there as much as possible. But we still kept walking down the parade and seeing all the floats and getting to meet all of the amazing people there. And so many people took pictures of our service dogs. It was amazing. The whole day was amazing. It was full of creativity, love, light. And even though there were people there trying to steal our joy, we didn't let it happen. Trauma is super isolating. It's super hurtful. But being able to make things helps me connect with others and share with others of how I'm feeling and what I'm going through. I'm I'm really grateful for all of you guys. I'm really grateful for everyone who has been a part of this journey from day one, or if you're just starting to be on this journey with me of healing. But for me, healing myself has been creating. The best way that I have been able to heal my trauma is making something, is being able to share my art with the world. And that's through Gracelettes. That's through this podcast. This podcast is an artistic expression within itself. And it's also through teaching singing. I love teaching singing. I love singing. I'm just really grateful that you guys are here. All in all, to end off this episode, thank you so much for being here. Remember, you are capable of a fulfilling life in spite of your circumstances and your trauma. May you rise again from the ashes and be filled with peace, hope, love, joy, and understanding. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Hopefully, we'll have a guest that doesn't cancel. All right. Goodbye. Doo-doo-doo.